This podcast is slightly off topic. On Saturday, 20th of June, the 21st gathering took place at Silverbrook Mill in Donemana, in the heart of the Sperrins. The mill was generously opened to us for the day by the 5 McGill sisters. As part of a complex of 3 mills, the only one of its kind in Ireland. It lay derelict for some time before being renovated and is now used for the benefit of the community. The Silverbrook Mills complex nestles at the entrance to a wooded gorge on the River Dennet, surrounded by oaks, birch, ash and an abundance of wildflowers, including bluebells and primrose. It's surely a magical place. The complex contains 3 mills, a corn mill, a flax scutching mill and a sawmill. These mills were driven by 2 water wheels which draw water from the River Dennet through a series of mill races almost 3/4 of a mile in length. There has been a mill at Silverbrook since the 1700s and probably earlier, grinding corn for tenant farmers of the district. Silverbrook is unique in being the only example of a 3-mill complex in Ireland. To get back to the gathering, however, for those of you who have never been, the gathering is difficult to describe because it isn't really a conference, a festival, or a campaign event, although it contains elements of all 3. At its heart, it's simply people coming together. And before I go any further, I have to say, the gathering could not have gone ahead without the enthusiastic and energetic support and kindness of Damien Devine, who is currently based at the mill with the community interest company Frog CIC, which runs community angling days, environmental workshops and school programmes. The gathering brings people together from different communities, people involved in different campaigns, and people concerned about different issues. Some are working to protect rivers, others are focused on peatlands, biodiversity, planning, heritage or community development. Some have been campaigning for decades, while others are only beginning to engage with issues that affect their local area. What makes the gathering special is the recognition that although our individual campaigns may be different, many of the values that drive them are remarkably similar. Over the years, I've come to realise that one of the greatest challenges facing any community campaign is isolation. It's easy to begin to think that your struggle is unique, that nobody else understands the frustrations, the setbacks, or the sheer amount of work involved. Events like the gathering remind us that this simply isn't true. For one day each year, people step away from their own campaigns and come together to listen, learn and share experiences. Conversations take place between people who may never otherwise have met. Connections are formed, ideas are exchanged, and friendships are strengthened. The programme itself reflected that spirit. There were guided walks and bus tours exploring the Sperrins, workshops on resilience, community connections and aquatic life, speakers from campaigns and communities across Ireland, music, song and dance throughout the day, and opportunities simply to sit and talk with people who care deeply about the places where they live. There was also the Sperrins Declaration, which was read out in the field, surrounded by a large circle of people, first in Irish by Fergal McGuiggan, whose deep and sonorous voice rang out across the meadows. And then I followed up in English myself. And from there, Mary McGuiggan led us on a dance, and Valerie Whitworth led us in song. One of the things to appreciate about the gathering is that it manages to combine serious discussions with celebration. It acknowledges the challenges facing our environment and our communities, but it also recognises the importance of hope, culture, music, and human connection. The gathering serves as a reminder that environmental campaigns are about people, relationships, and communities trying to shape a future that reflects their values. And it has endured because it fulfills a need that many people perhaps don't even realise they have until they experience it. Perhaps, most importantly, the gathering reminds us that none of us are alone. Whatever issues we happen to be working on, there are others across Northern Ireland facing similar challenges, asking similar questions, and striving towards many of the same goals. At a time when so much public debate can feel divided and confrontational, there's something profoundly encouraging about seeing people come together in a spirit of cooperation, curiosity, and mutual support. That, more than anything, is what the gathering represents. Now, I've given you my perspective on the gathering, but every year it is a collective effort involving many people. Earlier in the day, I sat down with my two fellow co-organisers, Mary McGuiggan and Louise Bresnahan, to talk about this year's gathering, and here is what they had to say. So, hey Mary and Louise, it's just so great to see you after the weekend, and how are you all feeling?
Hey Marilla, yeah, good to see you. We're feeling really good, but really tired. Well, I am. I can only speak for myself.
Right.
And I suppose I can speak for myself, Marilla. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you too again, Anne Louise. It just seems a long time since I spoke to you because we've been speaking like normally every half hour or 2 minutes or whatever. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. I find it was my eyes that were just tired. Really, the rest of me is doing all right.
Right. I have to say I am tired. At least I was tired yesterday. I was really tired yesterday, and I didn't think I was tired today until a friend of mine dropped by to say hello to me and said, "Morella, you look like death warmed up." I do not. So it was obviously showing up on my face, you know. But I've since recovered. I managed to drag myself out to the gym and do my weekly stint, and so hence the big red face that you're looking at right now. So what do you think? How do you think it went?
You go first, Mary.
Well, I think it went immensely well. I'm very proud of what we achieved.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, you could always think of a few things you could tweak here and there, but absolutely was just all day. It just was this amazing space where people were happy and chatting, and I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was really good, and there's so much of a build up, obviously, and 6-7 months of planning, and you're finally kind of at the day, and obviously there's anxious, well, for me anyway, but excitement on how it's all going to go, and it was just, I think we all kind of said that it kind of all planned out exactly how we expected it to. It was, I suppose, as amazing as we sort of all thought, and it was going to be, and yeah, so
I was really intrigued that the timetable actually worked. There wasn't any huge delays, or we were, I was just, well, that's most unusual.
yeah. I think there was good warning, wasn't there, beforehand, and yeah, everybody kind of pretty much stuck to time, and sort of appeared when they needed to appear.
Yeah. And go on ahead, Mary.
I was going to say, yeah, and there was a lot of talk beforehand about the timetable. Like, we did do a lot of talking about it, and we did abbreviate some of the declaration. And I couldn't believe that once the dance was over, it was only coming up to 1:30. I went, "Oh wow, we've done it!"
Yeah,
We've done it, and I suppose all those bits of crack, like saying to people, now you've only got, when you see that big time there, you have to stop. And, people were good because you'd made that relationship with them beforehand and said, I'm warning you, bit of crack.
Yeah, yeah,
At
yeah.
one stage, the way what Fidel was like, just give me 5 minutes, I'll buy you a cup of coffee, that kind of crack. And Kevin said to me afterwards, Mommy, I gave her 5 extra minutes because do you know what? We were actually early.
Yeah. I had time to spare.
Yeah.
As someone said to me, it ran so smoothly as someone who attended, that it didn't appear to be organised at all, And I said, it's a bit like the Swan, we were floating along on top, but the legs were going around at 100 miles an hour underneath.
Always good. That's always a good compliment when sort of everybody sort of feels it's happened quite naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of a kind of a fine art, isn't it, really, to do that? So that's a good sign.
Yeah. I thought we did really well.
And even the dinners, Sarah, how many dinners were served out in the evening? Would you say, do you know yet, Louise?
It was definitely over 100.
Right.
But we haven't kind of worked that all out yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely over 100. I know probably a lot of people that were camping and stuff. There was a lot of people eating their own kind of dinner they brought and making food, over at the campsite too, which was, so. But no, and I mean, again, that ran just super smooth.
Yeah.
Really.
Really.
And there was none left over.
That was the great thing about it.
In fact, Conor Kane didn't get any.
But I gave him some.
I know you did. But that I kind of thought there'd be food left over.
Yeah.
And no, and somebody else said to me that they knew it had to be really well planned because everything was going so smoothly.
Yeah. So how do you think the no bin idea worked?
I don't know how it worked. I mean, I know that I caught somebody leaving stuff yesterday morning piled up at the door, and I said to him, we were asking people to take this home with you, so he came back out and lifted it again, put it in the car.
Yeah, I think I was witness to that. All right.
That was beside me. Yeah.
I think we may, well, like considering the amount of people on site, in relation to the amount of rubbish that was actually left, and the bins were obviously quite full from the food sort of plates and stuff paper. I don't think it was too bad. I do think in hindsight, maybe more signage at the bins about the recycling, because people I find were quite confused.
Yeah.
So, and we had spoke about that. We just kind of were like, we don't need it. People are going to know, but no, you need it for next time.
No.
Yeah.
No, and I know they do need it. I really do, but I think I just give up on that at the time. Just said, well, let's go with that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because people they should know, but they don't, and they don't even know. What they do in their own area will be different to what we do here.
Yeah.
In terms of bins,
Yeah.
And it really would have been good if we'd had somebody who could have been beside the bins or near enough the bins, or a few people to educate people as you go along.
Yeah.
I know that's what we did at Stendhal, over a successive years, and it was incredible. There was great conversations. It was amazing how people didn't know. But every council area does different things as well.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the music, the declaration went. It was that beautiful recording from your brother. It really made it. I felt really made it, and it was such a rich, sonorous voice, and it's just booming out over the meadow. It was wonderful,
It was.
Even if you didn't have a word of Irish, you could hear the poetry in it,
Yeah. No, it was a really good idea.
Yeah, it was.
Really good idea. I haven't got round to you. I'm actually going to go and get it. I've been thinking about doing this for a year, because he helped me last year with the T-shirts, Michelle File, checking that we were doing the right Gaelic on it, and I meant to buy him one and I didn't get around to doing it, so I'm going to do it this week.
Or you have to. After all that, the work.
Yeah.
He deserves one.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know that's what we did yet, you know.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it will.
No,
And it was just, it was lovely you coming in and then reading it so that people understood it as well, you know.
Yeah.
After, and you did a fantastic job on it, Marilla. Really beautiful.
Brilliant job.
Yeah, and then it was great, and Valerie doing the bit of singing, and Mary, you doing the bit of dancing. You know, it just kind of brought a whole just joy into it, didn't it?
It's a bit of crack, you know.
Yeah.
In spite of themselves, people, even if they think they can't dance, they end up moving, doing something, and laughing.
Yeah.
Laughing when they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Go in the wrong direction. Oh,
I know, but sure.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, but sure. What odds?
Part of it.
Yeah.
From start to finish, do you think that it achieved what the gathering is?
I've no doubt about that. Yeah. Absolutely. If what the gathering is what I think the gathering is.
Yeah.
You know, it's bringing people together, creating a space where people can share ideas, just meet up again, feel hope, know they're not on their own, all that, you know, and I know there's something that they can do as well. You know, it's not just us doing something and, you know, and we'll keep doing it. It's like everybody has got the power and the ability to do something, whatever suits them.
Yeah. What about you, Anne Louise? What?
Yeah, I think I suppose every gathering's different, as you always say, Mary, and it's sort of unique to the setting and all of that there. But definitely, there was this real sense of connection and being with like-minded people in a way, and just seeing different people's, I suppose, talents and skills even, and that was really lovely as well, and how people can communicate messages in different ways through dance or music or poetry. So definitely, absolutely. And I think even, you know, from Save Them Up point of view, like we definitely got some, you know, a few hard hitting questions came our way on the day, which was definitely food for thought for us as a group. And obviously we still realise we've a bit of work to do in getting our message across, and what we're fighting for, and obviously we'll continue that. But as somebody said, it's the ripples of the gathering and what happens afterwards that can be very important as well, and the message that you're sending out kind of ripples through. So yeah.
Yeah, I really felt that. I felt it was a great matrix of connection right across everyone, you know. And I wish I'd been more free to actually talk to people, you know, at a deeper level. And I know there were 3 people wanted to talk to me. I never got to see any of them, you know. But I'm sure they will be in touch in their own time, you know, if they know where to find me if they're looking for me, you know. But it's just, and those connections and those conversations. And to me, it feels like the gathering is the germination of something bigger. It's a growing movement. And, you know, it like, I don't know if I would like an event any bigger than that size. I think that's probably the limit. And this is my feeling of it, the limit of it, where it works on a personal basis, that you've a chance of getting around and talking to people. But I don't see why it couldn't be taken as an idea and run down in South Fermanagh or over in Rosnowla or down in Monaghan, for communities to take it on, and and keeping it something small is beautiful. And I don't know how you guys feel about it. I was thinking, what would it look like with 1,000 people here when I was walking around and doing things, and I thought, no, it's kind of nice. 500 or 500 is nice. It's a nice figure,
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys feel about that? Or had you any thoughts about it on the day, or?
Go on, Anne Louise. I do have thoughts. Go
Yeah.
ask Anne Louise.
Yeah. Well, funny, Morella, when you were saying there about there were certain people that you wanted to get talking to
Yeah.
and that you didn't. And I've been thinking the people I wanted to get talking to that for the last few days, that I didn't have a chance to, and how I'm going to maybe try and connect with them afterwards. But that is part of, being part of the organising committee in a way that,
Yeah.
you don't have that freedom of just kind of sitting back and having those conversations. But I suppose size wise, it was just lovely.
Yeah.
It really just, especially for the site, I suppose, it just really suited the site and suited what we were doing.
Yeah.
For this year, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking of this has been a special gathering. It's our 21st one. So in some ways, without me maybe voicing it, I wanted to make it special. And that was just, it happened, and it happened because of you and Louise prepared to take it, and and Donemana Rachabrack and Marilla, in the Sperrins and Damien on the side. Otherwise, it would never have created that same kind of energy and impact. What I just was so delighted about yesterday morning was watching all those children in that field playing, sitting, having breakfast outdoors with their parents, and that gave me so much joy. It just gave me so much joy. And I agree with you. We never plan to do it. We don't know what way things happen in life, or whenever we do anything, we don't know where it's going to go or not. Um, it was quite a bit of work to make it happen. We three of us know this very well, and I actually wouldn't want to be doing that every year for a gathering.
Yeah.
And I have been thinking about it too, because I think my idea would be, if we could get it to work, is that different people will have their own gatherings. And I suppose it's always been like that. Like when we took it to us, Trevor, it was, do you want to have it where you are, Colin? And we'll give you a hand with it. And again, it was the same for you, Anne Louise, but it is growing. There's no doubt about it. It is growing, and I don't know if it will. Like, how can you stop it growing either? But it's not the idea that, because then that's a big growth in consumerism again.
Yeah.
Growing.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't need it to grow. I think the important bit is that we don't need it to grow. It's not something that I'm aiming for. If it
Yeah.
does grow, well, what the idea to me would be to have lots of gatherings in lots of different places.
Yeah.
The idea is
Replicated.
a model, whatever the model is, but
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever the model is.
Yeah, I think sometimes, it's good to kind of let things happen organically. And I mean, obviously, there's that side of it. If people want to come and connect and more people want to, you can't really stop them.
no, and so
Um,
would you.
and I think in the times that we're in and what's going on, chances are that's going to happen more and more. So possibly that, idea of lots of different gatherings could kind of fulfill that bigger movement of people, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that uh, your people are comfortable in groups of 200 people. You may in your life, 200 people reasonably well,
Mhm.
So if you put that into a temporary nature of a gathering, well, it was 400 there, but beyond that, then it becomes something else. And I really like the idea of being able to replicate it, and possibly not having the same team having to do it every time. It would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But as you say, Anne Louise, it'll happen organically, and the times that are in it, there's more and more pressure being put on the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the earth that supports us.
Mhm.
And so more and more people are going to be popping up their heads, and where can I get help? Or, what's going on out here? So I think we can just, with a flame, and you just nurture it, and just blow it into
Mhm.
a little kindling into a fire that people want,
Mhm.
and it's so different to sort of politics, or it's so different to anything else that's going on in the world, and that's where the magic is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no, there's this kind of belief out there. No, it's not belief. It's amongst the indigenous people of the world. They in many societies across the world of indigenous people, it was always a thing with them, not to allow the big man in the tribe. So imagine if you were if you were a hunter gatherer, and you came home with a big deer that you had killed for your tribe. They would start teasing and saying, "Sure, that's not hardly worth, that's only a piece of rubbish, even if it's the most magnificent piece of meat or whatever, that's only a piece of rubbish. Why did you bother killing that and bring it home to the tribe?" To not allow the man to become the big man of the tribe. They were always teased and knocked down and kept in their place, and that's actually a very much so in Irish culture as well. Once someone's seen to be getting ahead of, as you girls probably well know, getting ahead of themselves, you'll have people on the side very quickly to knock them down, and our people in Ireland do not stand up and boast about their achievements, by and large, or that was how it used to be by and large, So I think that stems back to that, So, and politics have taken that in a different direction. In politics, you have the big man, like now Keir Starmer's gone, we've got someone else in the British government, and it's just the very same, except with a few sprinkles on it,
Yeah.
And even in our, so, this here where there's no big personality, it's just evolving and growing, and it's been nurtured. I think it's very lovely. It's very different, and it proves we can interrupt the default.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way of
Mhm.
putting it. And yeah, it's just nice to kind of, yeah, as you say, there's no big man, and I
Or
won't
big
quote what
woman.
Jerry. I won't quote what Jerry McGovern said on the day and how he finished his speech, which was absolutely amazing. But it is that kind of just this kind of simmering, and people kind of all sort of working on the same sort of level to bring something special together with just passion, and people just being so genuine. And Mary, like, you've such a passion, and you've such a great way of bringing people together and connecting people. There's real skill in that, but so it's lovely. There's a skill, and it should be taught.
I don't know if I can teach it. I just talk to people.
I
That's
know,
really
but
it.
you're,
To
yeah.
my own
Yeah.
to my own disadvantage many a time. Like yesterday morning, sure I couldn't even get left the site.
No.
We were, myself and Anne Louise were watching you making your way around the field, and we both agreed Mary is doing what Mary does best,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Everybody spoke to everybody you could, like, you're walking past somebody, and that's so important. and
Yeah.
people feel so welcome. And that's what it's all about.
Feels like one big family gathering, to me. It's like you just say to people, hello, who are you? And where do you come from? Maybe
Yeah.
you're my fourth or fifth cousin, are you? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Did I teach you to dance at some point?
Exactly. Did I tell you about Marianne who came up from Kerry? Did you hear that story?
And her
Marianne was
cousin,
part of
going ahead.
she's part of the Rights of Nature group
Yeah.
online with us, and she came up all the way from Kerry with her husband, and she travelled back on Saturday night again. But before she left, she said to me, I've had the most fantastic day. And I met a cousin of mine that I haven't seen for I don't know how many years.
Me, all the way up to me, Yeah.
Yeah. They had come from all arts and parts. I met people from Galway, and there was a load up from Sligo and Leitrim, of course, and there was a few up from Dublin, and yeah, it was just amazing,
All over.
Well, and it is that, I have to say, I felt as if having said all that, I feel I didn't meet a lot of people. That's such ridiculous. But, I couldn't have told you there was people up from Galway because I didn't
Yeah.
meet them, obviously, or the Sligo people, or, and it is that thing when you're organising that you don't get a chance to do that.
Yeah. No, you don't.
You don't get a chance to look at stalls are happening, and you just have to accept that. And I've accepted that.
Yeah.
My joy is from seeing everybody else having a great time and everything working in the way that you kind of visualised it.
Yeah.
Or nearly in the way you visualised it. But for me, it was even better than the way I visualised it.
Good. Yeah, no, just and lots of local people there too. And the evening time was lovely, and that Damien would organise every year was lovely around the campfire and the music, and it was just really added to it, and musicians from all over and everybody joining in, and it's just lovely.
And then
the feedback has been amazing. Like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I suppose a special word of thanks to the
McGills,
really, that family for imagine opening up the place like that, and then them down on their hands and knees painting the windows and cleaning out the toilets and everything, doing everything. It's just unbelievable.
I imagine them being able to be there. It was just.
Yeah,
just
how many of them were? Was there 4 out of 5 of them there on the day? Or
I think there were 4 sisters.
Yeah, just it's unbelievable,
But they loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just happy about it, and
yeah,
yeah,
they really loved it, embraced it, and Damien really, he was so supportive in every way. Every way. It was just and such a powerhouse of energy. I don't know.
Fantastic. And they're having all those shirts, they're organising all of that, and they did an amazing job. Like
they did. Yeah, and then Sherry Scott bringing all those big flags as well.
They're stunning. So many people said actually about those, they really absolutely just bring so much colour.
Yeah.
And just a real feeling of, I don't know, celebration, like a festival vibe in a way, happiness. They're gorgeous. They're really lovely.
They're really
I asked her what she called them.
She made them all. Yeah.
She calls them, I think she said bird's eye.
Yeah.
That's what she calls them, bird's eye. So it's like a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just gorgeous. I've got lots of photographs I haven't had time to share with you yet.
I didn't take one photograph, not a one.
Neither did I. I didn't take these.
All right, okay.
My Connor took them. He sent me 133 photographs.
Oh, fantastic.
And I've had them from other people as well, and it was a joy for me to see the big red banner with my boy, Illegal Lamp side on it. Well, the red ones really stand out, and and I was looking at them going, oh, is that happening? I didn't know that was happening. Was that happening?
Yeah. I just heard today, completely off topic, you know, the Auchnish aluminium plant down in Limerick, and you
Yeah.
know, you know, their toxic waste ponds. There was an application in to extend that hugely. It was turned down today. It stopped.
Brilliant.
Seen
Yeah.
that. Brilliant.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's a big win. That's a big win. So it is. It's also, you know, it's also, you know, well, there's still the other one is still there. You know, no getting away from that. But you know, that's a change. That's a sea change. That, you know.
Oh, that's great.
It is. Yeah. So I'm very glad for Pat and Nuala down there now. I must send them a wee text about it. You know. But anyway, so you know, who knows? You know, we don't know. Somebody was speaking to me today, and he said you've got to think of what you're doing as like uh, everything that's happening in relation to our environment is like built on clay, and what you're doing is drip, drip, drip. You're dripping away and dissolving the clay, so it comes. And he says you don't know the moment when something will be turned down or something will collapse or an idea. He says it might seem like an impossible situation, but he says the persistence and the keeping going and the keeping at it, it creates the ripples, or it wears away the clay, and then it suddenly the whole thing collapses, you know. And he says it might be just one little point to just keep on keeping on, you know. So
Yeah.
that was interesting, you know.
So true.
Yeah, I felt there was such a awareness raised through all the speakers, and all the different speakers, and that was great, you know. It brought real interest to the thing. Wasn't just, you know, about one particular thing or one. It was just, yeah, it
was
really
great.
good. Yeah,
You spoke beautifully, Anne-Louise.
yeah,
No.
Eloquently.
Well, I said like this time last year I would never have got up and but I suppose I've gotten to a point where, well, number one, I was giving my voice to other people and I felt like you really shouldn't be doing that. You've got your own voice. And number two, you know, you kind of get driven to it because you start to think, well, if I don't do it, you know, who else? And you feel this need to say certain things and to get a message across. So thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I'm glad that I did it, you know. And Shauna was great.
yeah.
Everybody was. Everybody was.
Yeah.
I'm also delighted that you're doing it, Anne-Louise, because I know what it was like for you a year ago. And not only that, you've encouraged Shauna then to take her voice as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
I'm
so
glad.
kind of a way that's how it operates. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you just support each other to do it. And that's the ripple effect as well, Morella.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, and then, you know, oh, these aren't such strange people after all. These are all perfectly normal people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard for people who haven't been used to speaking. And I mean, it's not something that I've always done either.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, we have grown up and we grew up in a society where there are people who have a voice and, you know, we feel we've got to be able to speak like them.
Yeah.
Which actually, you know, using words that one cannot understand, like if that is a bonus, you know, and to me it's just great that the people who come and people who speak are from our communities, regardless of where they are in their lives or what kind of academia they pertain to have, or, you know, we're all equal in this.
Yeah, there's lived experience again and again. The experience comes from community. The knowledge comes from community, and you can be as academic as you like, but the knowledge lives in community.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
And the answer does, doesn't it, as well? So, you know, it's like, you know, the answer just lies with so much of this and so much of the issues around nature, you know, in communities and what communities can do and the power of communities if they're allowed to, if they're let, you know. And the problem is, like, you know, a lot of other people and politicians feel the answer actually lies with the big industry, but it's not, you know.
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
See that. Okay. One word for you that sums up the weekend. What would it be?
It would be, for me, it would be magical.
I suppose for me it would be, which is kind of two words, but Sperrins, the Sperrins, you know. Yeah.
And for me, it would be two words: love and connection. So the
Oh,
Sperrins are magical and full of love and connection.
very good.
So that's
Lovely. Brilliant.
yeah.
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 On that note, I'm going to leave it, but don't go away, you two. I'm just going to turn off the recording here.